Today we are back with another community member gameplay review where we break down gameplay that probably looks a little bit more similar to yours. Now first things first, before we jump in, I want to start breaking down your gameplay more often. I want to try to do one of these a week simply because I've gotten great feedback. You guys have said these are super helpful, so I want to start doing them more often. In order to do that, I need gameplays. So if you want the chance to have your gameplay reviewed, make sure you check the pinned comment down below. I have a link to join my Discord as well as instructions on how to submit your gameplay. Now right here, we are breaking down gameplay from Slime. Slime is a 1.85 KD console player, a very good player, but he's still struggling to hit that 20 kill game. And when he said, why he's struggling, he really boiled it down to three things that I think a lot of you struggle with: pacing, rotations, and when and how to push different teams. So those are really the main things we're going to be paying attention to. Starting off here early game, they do land somewhere with a buy station, but they do land a little bit on the outskirts. Guys, if you land on the outskirts with nobody else really around, loot quick, get your guns, get a UAV, and then roll. That's kind of my priority early game, is really focusing on getting that momentum. We consistently talk about that. If you land at bunker building, heli building, hotels, Suki, one of those hotter drops, you can focus a little bit more on kills. But right here, we don't have a ton of cash flow either as a squad or individually, right? As a squad, we're not even close to a loadout. Him individually doesn't have enough for a gun. I'd be really tempted just to loot up just a little bit more here, right? So he sees people flying in. He knows that there's people over this direction by kind of that farms area. I'd be really tempted to slow down just a little bit. Here's why. When we talk about the 20 kill game, we're talking about 6 kills in that first circle. We've got plenty of time here to get that. We still got a minute 32 here until this first circle starts closing. So I'd be tempted to go buy a gun. Now, what gun do you buy really depends on what you're working with. He's got an HCR, which you're going to see shots right here. That guy was already broken, but he seems pretty comfortable with this HCR. I'd be really tempted to go buy an SMG, right? Buy a Lockman, buy a Vaznev. All my loadouts, by the way, top loadouts in the description for you. I'd be really tempted to buy an SMG so that as we push into this close quarters area, we have more confidence. We have confidence in our mobility, our ADS time, our hipfire ability, all of those different things that allow us to win those close quarters gunfights. Real quick, by the way, if you are looking to get better, make sure you are subscribed. My whole goal is just to help you become a better player, get more kills, die a little less, pick up a few more wins. So if you are looking to get better, make sure you are subscribed. We're right back in. Let's go ahead. We're able to get that kill. The other thing I will say here, guys, is take out these counter UAVs. The number one thing that counter UAVs ruin for you is minimap pings after a kill, which is arguably one of the most important things on Ashika when it comes to challenging with momentum and when it comes to getting more kills so that we can challenge with momentum and get that info. So as he's pushing up right here, just quickly look for it, take it out, and then you're back in business with information. UAVs, portable radars, those types of things still pop up even with a counter UAV. It's the minimap pings that really hurt the most when we have it up. So we need to try to get those out as soon as possible. Right here, when he gets this kill, we don't get the minimap pings, right? We have no idea how many enemies are around us. Where are they? Where are they moving to? Is it 2 enemies close together, or are they very separated? Those are the things that we need to be able to get. So right here, by the way, notice what I told you. He's got 3 kills here. He's got a minute and 9 seconds until first circle even starts closing. So he only needs 3 more kills here in a decent amount of time. I don't know how long it takes for first circle to close, but it's definitely a long time. So he's in a really good spot thus far right here. Grabs the M13. Notice, biggest thing right here, guys, you can see that he's still just not really comfortable with the guns that he has. This is where if he slowed down just a little bit, there is plenty of cash in this game. So to slow down for 30 seconds when you're back over here and on this buy station to be able to get that gun you're comfortable with goes a long, long way with your comfortability. And really, it's comfort in your ability to execute. Counter UAV right here, not really sure where anybody is. And look, he's still looting up. He's trying to find a gun. But, we go back to that. All he had to do was slow down to speed up. Slow down to speed up just a little bit, and he's in business again. Good shots right there. Peeks this corner really well. Obviously, you heard the audio cue, and just like that, guys, he's at 5, right? We are well on 20 pace right here. And when you are off to a start like this, guys, let me quickly clarify this for a second. When I talk about 6 kills in the first circle, the biggest thing there is just understanding you're on pace. A lot of you, when you drop 4, 5, 6 kills in that first circle, you don't realize that you're on 20 bomb pace. So you don't kind of play that way. You just kind of keep playing. And this all goes back to one day I asked one of the best streamers, one of the best Resurgence players, how do you drop more 30 kill games. By the way, good job buying gun right here. I said, how do you drop more 30 kill games? And he said, drop 9 to 10 in the first circle. And all of a sudden, when I started paying attention to that, I started getting closer and closer and closer to that 30 bomb. So it's simply about being aware, hey, we've got 5 kills. We got plenty of time here. Let's keep this pace up. Let's stay on good pace right here. That guy just got yeeted across the building. Doesn't really have much information here. Still looting a ton, but I think that's because he doesn't totally feel comfortable with this MX-9 right here. Lack of information. He ends up going down right there. That's a good player right there, and we just see, you know, not 100% sure where people are, and that guy goes and gets the thirst. Now, when we talk about momentum, guys, let's go ahead and look how quick he comes back here. He's going to be back here very quick. That was minus 12 seconds for some reason. He's got 5 kills already, off to a really good start. Let's talk about this moment right here. A lot of you make this mistake. When you guys spawn back in, please pull your parachute immediately. Do not dive down, right? Pull your parachute right here. Get a little bit of a sense of what's going on. Where are my teammates? Or how many of my teammates are still alive? How many enemies are still down there? Are there people over on hotels? What ends up happening is he starts to dive down and then changes his mind. At which point, as he starts to disengage this and fly somewhere else, it's not like he's super low to the ground, but he's low enough to the ground that he's in a pretty tough spot. A sweaty player on top of this building is going to start shooting him, and at that point, he's got to make a decision about what's going to happen. Now, when we talk about early game and momentum, guys, like, this is a great example of landing in a quote-unquote hot drop, right? You never know what's going to be hot and what's not. This building is completely unlooted, so our pace slows down a little bit here, but they're going to slow down and get a ton of cash. We're just going to keep pushing this forward because they're going to loot up. He's going to go into the bunker, still not hit. 1, 3, 2, 4, although I think you could do 1, 2, 3, 4 now. I think that actually works. So they're going to go ahead, they're going to get into the bunker, and they're going to start to push here with their cash flow. And once we get that cash flow, guys, it's about keeping that cash flow and keeping that momentum. Once we get momentum on this game, it's really easy to keep it going, but it's very hard to regain. So, you know, one inside this way. Good centering right here, guys. I just did a video on this. Watch the anticipation with intent. This is one of the biggest differences between a 1.85 KD player and somebody that's a 1 KD player. He jump peeks this corner. Look at the crosshairs exactly where he thinks this enemy is going to be, and all he has to do is make a slight adjustment. Look at the vertical centering right here, right? He's on this guy's chest. Now it goes down a little bit, but he's able to quickly make that adjustment, right? He hits the headshot right there, and he's kind of in it right now. He's able to snap to that guy, get that down, and he know he has one more. I mean, this guy's just a nasty play. This is just a 1v3. Got to execute on this last guy. He breaks that camera. Go ahead and get that thirst right there. Now, what do we notice, right? All of a sudden, we're back at 6 kills in the first circle. So had 5, lost momentum, picks up a kill. All of a sudden, we're at 6, still in this first circle. We're in a really good spot right here. Unfortunate for his teammate right there. There's kill number 7. So we're +1 right now, okay? In 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Okay, now we're -5, right? So now we're chasing 12 kills. We're chasing 12 kills by the end of the second. Put ourselves in a really good position to get 4 kills in the third, which is very easy to do. And then we get 4 kills endgame, which is actually probably one of the easiest parts of this if you just play a little bit of positioning. That 6-6 early just sets you up for success and kind of gives you a buffer just in case you end up going down. Now we're -4 right here. Now they are being hunted. He's going to go ahead and get out of here. The one thing I will say here, guys, I don't know if he's playing with randoms or with teammates. If he's playing with teammates, this is a big mistake. If he's playing with randoms, it is still a mistake, but it can be a little bit tougher, which is they've got cash here. And when we talk about perks, guys, if you've watched my videos and you're subscribed to me, you know I talk about this. With a limited outplay potential, or with the limited outplay potential in Warzone 2, you know, perks are very valuable. High alert's very valuable. Fast hands is valuable. Tracker double timer valuable. So I would at least request money here, because if you can get blue to drop, well, first of all, these two right here, right? Green and himself can combine for a loadout. If you can get cash from blue, that's a loadout. If you can get cash from any of those two and one other person, you have enough for loadout and a UAV, at which point we have the most momentum possible, right? We've got loadout guns, we've got perks, we've got information, we're rocking and rolling. So, you know, I know what the UAV play is here. I'd be really tempted to still at least try to get loadout. At least try to get it so we can get those perks and get rolling here. Now, we're going to start focusing on, you know, information in this moment. Let's go ahead and challenge these guys. These guys are up top. He's actually going to challenge this really well. His execution is good. good. His decision making when it comes to where to push, which is frankly where I think a lot of you struggle, is where, you know, is where his pace really slows down. Right here, he's able to get 1 kill. He's able to get another kill. We're -2. We're -2. Now, right here in this moment, guys, this is one of the biggest tips that I can give you. 2 parts to this tip right here. Number 1 is he gets this kill right here. And when you have a UAV up, there's 2 things. Number 1, take advantage of that 20 to 30 seconds. I think they changed it with Warzone too. But understand where everybody is. You've got a bunch of teams over in this Suki direction. You've got a bunch of teams over this way, right? So I'm okay with you pulling up the big mini map here real quick to see where everybody is. If this is part number 2. You hear the UAV ending, right? You get the audio, the dialogue of saying, hey, UAV's ending, whatever, UAV over, whatever the dialogue is. Take a quick peek as to where everybody is. What that allows you to do is in this moment, what you're going to see is this is a big component of where his pace slows down because he doesn't know where to push. He doesn't know where to push, but since I pointed out the minimap to you, you know where to push. There's teams farms, there's teams Suki, there's teams over in like the heli area or that long kind of like the half oval building that's over there. There's people beach club. Somewhere that direction there's a bunch of people that we can go push and then we can figure it out from there. Still chasing 2 kills here, but not 100% sure where everybody is. And understand that because they killed some people, they're chasing like 1 or 2 guys, right? He doesn't really know how many are around here, where they are. He's going to push back up top based on an audio cue. We kind of heard the stomping. He actually did a really good job here of playing this. He gets caught in a pretty bad spot. He gets 1 knock. We know that guy doesn't have self-revive. He's going to quick plate, and now he challenges, right? He's going to push up. Watch this right here. Watch the centering. Look at the centering. This is the centering right here. He's able to get that knock. He's just got to make a play. Didn't really take much damage there at all. He's on 12 kills, guys. So we've got 1minute and 18 left to start to close this gap on the 8 kills that he needs left. He's in a really good position thus far. But what do we notice? He doesn't know where to push. And this is one of the biggest ones right here, guys. Watch as he starts shooting, right? So we know that there's one there. Not 100% sure how many. Where are they in relation to me? What's going to end up happening, though, is in a little bit, he's going to get some information that he's going to forget, which is going to be crucial to his pacing. One of the biggest tips, if I can give you one thing to take away from this video, 2 things. Continue working on your early game momentum. Get guns, get UAVs, start pushing. Number 2 is going to be don't forget information when you get it. Whether it's a UAV, whether it's team shooting, whether it's minimap pings after a kill, always remember that information. Now, he's going to go ahead and push right here. Watch this. Watch the information that he gets. He's going to play that well. He's going to challenge. Now, look at this right here. 2 guys, right? 2 guys on his level. So now what do? He didn't get a kill there, by the way. He did not get a full kill, so he's still at 12. Those are the 2 guys that we engage next. This is the mistake that a lot of you make right here, right? Notice he's not pushing those guys. He knows that, based on the minimap, we know that they were somewhere over that direction. So we should go challenge those guys. Go ahead and play your high ground, right? So he's doing a good job rotating this way. He's going to go ahead and push to his high ground. He's got, you know, he's got height. He's got good range with the hemlock. He's got the information. Now what does he do? He hears these guys fighting. I'm okay with that, except we still have those people to the right side. Or now to the left side, right? Those 2 guys are still somewhere. We're just not 100% sure where they are. By the way, we're -4 right now, right? We want to get to 16 by the end of the 3rd. So we weren't able to do anything with that last minute and 8 seconds. Now we're chasing 4 right here. Now, what is the one thing, and this is always tough because I put you on the spot. In this moment right here, guys, notice right here, how far of a rotation he has. Also notice he does have loadout up. How far of a rotation he has. We need to keep that in mind, especially as we get later in the game. We really need to focus on how far do we have to rotate, because we don't want to have to... Good shots right there with the hemlock. Absolutely fried that guy. There's kill number 13, so he's chasing 3. You know, look, it's one of those where as soon as that circle goes... You know, and by the way, I think those were the same guys from earlier that we saw on the minimap. You know that you have a far rotation. The last thing that we want to do is get held out of circle. I'd be really tempted right here to start to go push towards zone. And by the way, in this moment, you can buy plates. Like, you can just spam buy plates and get your teammates back quicker. Because what he's going to do is he's going to full disengage this and just wait for his teammates. I like the play of being strategic about getting your teammates back. At the end of the day, if he dies right here, there goes his 20 bomb. As long as he keeps his teammates teammate alive, anything can happen. I always tell you guys, or if you've been here before and saw my 38 kill breakdown, I picked up 12 kills in the end game. So 4 kills in the end game is fine. I'm not too concerned about that. Let's keep ourselves alive, but we could have just bought plates, especially based on the cash flow, to be able to get those teammates back quicker. Now, you've got 6 seconds here till zone starts moving. And by the way, as soon as one teammate's back, like, you can go back to work here, right? Because this guy, if you die, this guy respawns these 2 enemies, or these 2 teammates. So as soon as we are back, you know, or as soon as one teammate's back, you can go back to kind of moving and grooving. Notice he just waits, right? So he's finally going up the ladder here, but he still has zone pushing. He's in a really bad spot. By the way, I don't know if any of you remembered, what are we at right now? We are at 9-10. I want to go back to here for a second. Where is this guy? I don't know if you saw this. Did you see this? Do you pay attention to this right here? Team flying into hotels, because that is something that I caught. So as we go back to 9-10 here and we push forward, that's something you got to keep in mind. There was a team at hotels that you have to be aware of, that you have to rotate into. I'd be really tempted to take this zip right here. I'd be really tempted to hit zip, really push myself ahead. And guys, when we talk about these later game situations, 3rd circle, 4th circle, and we start talking about positioning, in circle with cover, then power position, focusing on being the one that is holding enemies out of circle versus the one that is getting held. Good job taking zip right here to push forward. 13 kills, we're chasing 3. Now look, there's so many that he can hold, right? He knows that a lot of people are over here. You just got to kind of wait for him. You got to play a little bit patient here in this situation. Just kind of see, you know, where they are. You know they're going to probably rotate late. You know they're probably going to rotate late. No, you can stay right here, guys. If you stay in this building, you've got everything you need. You've got cover. You're in a good spot right there. You want to basically be the closest that you can in circle to be able to hold them out. Because the moment you leave this building, they can push into this building and you're not able to get the kills, right? They can use that as cover. So I'm also okay if you push rooftop here. You know, go ahead and push rooftop, take that power position, and then see what happens from there. You see where his pace slows down? You see his pacing slow down right here? Yeah, no throwing knife. Why doesn't he have a throwing knife? Because he never got Lodi. He never got Lodi. Okay, so we got at least another one up top. We knew there was at least another one up top. Let's see if he chows this. Good job, right? Good shots right there. His execution is really good. His shots look really good. Yep, teammate's going to push up as well. They're going to start to pinch this. They're going to trade this out a little bit. Can't quite get that knock, so he's at 15. He's -5, so still in a really good spot. And look, going into here, you know you need 5, right? So there's still, what, 9 people left. So now we're getting a little thin on the lobby. There's not a ton of buy stations. Now we're down to 8 people left. So all of a sudden, that little bit of pacing that he lost in the 3rd circle could potentially cost him. You saw a guy left. You saw just a touch him. That's tough to see. That is really tough to see. You see just a glimpse of him left. This guy's rotating out in the open right here. You just caught a glimpse of him. Yeah, he just let that guy rotate because that's a pretty free and easy kill right there. Oh, maybe not. Maybe this is the guy. Good shots. Can't quite get that thirst or that second knock. That second knock would have been super helpful. Yep, go ahead and play high ground here. Now, you do have to rotate over. You've got to be aware of people on top of this building. You got to assume that people are up top here already. You've already cleared this one, right? You've already cleared this building right here. Got to be aware of people up top on this building. And also aware that you're even ground with this team, right? So you know what team's here, but you're even ground with them. You don't technically have high ground, so you got to be really careful of your cover. See what he does. I mean, I'm okay with where he's at. I'd be really tempted to go take this building to the left. Push ahead, get into circle, and then go from there, right? Take this building and just hold people out. Bunch of fighting over that way. I mean, look, if he's chasing 20, I'd be okay with him pushing here. I would be. You gotta jump across here. Definitely jump across and get up top. Don't play low ground, guys. When we're talking end game, I always talk about this. Cover is the most important thing because if you have cover, you can wait a circle, you can hold them, you can get a circle rotation, something like that. But when we look at this building and we say we have cover here, we're in circle, then yeah, the obvious situation is we have to take high ground. We have to take that power position up top. Don't loot. You don't really need anything, right? You've got ammo, you've got plates, you've got durable. You know, you're not really at this point looking for lethals and tacticals. We're just wasting time here to get to power position. This is something a lot of you struggle with as well. If he had power position, that guy probably doesn't even see him. That guy probably doesn't even see him if he's up top. So let's see what we can do here. See where we're at. 15 kills, 7 other people. So now the 20 is looking a little bit tougher. He's definitely going to have to kill a lot of people here. Yeah, now he's just... If he was up top, guys, he could see these guys pretty easily. He wants the 20. He's trying to let that guy self. But notice he... Look, in this moment, if he's on top of this building right here, he's got an aerial view of everything. Instead, he literally only has a view of this window right here. Just missed a few shots. He's able to get a knock there. He's going to go ahead and push in, which I'm okay with. He's got to play a little bit more aggressive here if he wants the 20. Gets the knock right there. And unfortunately, guys, that is the 20 buy. There's no buy stations. So he finishes with 17. Well, there's still one enemy left. I know they get the dub here, but I don't know if he gets the last kill. You know, we see that mid-game pacing. I think, like I said, guys, one of the biggest things that I can give you away from this video is don't forget information. You know, overall, his pacing looked good until he just lost a little bit of that momentum because he wasn't 100% sure where to push, even though we had the information from the UAV about where to go next. Where's that hot area of the map? If there's still 9 other teams left and you're stuck fighting 2 people, don't be afraid to disengage that and go ahead and push in here. Ah, we missed the ending. Where'd the ending go? I pushed forward, and I pushed forward too far. Did this guy just die? Oh, last guy's up top. Okay, so guys, I hope you found today's video helpful. As I always say, he's just holding gas here. As I always say, come on, there it is. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.